Well, good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm super excited, well I'm super excited every day really, but super excited because today I'm meeting up with fellow members of the Triangle Motorcycle Club at the Beagle, not for a run like we normally do, but we're going moto camping. It's been several weeks in the planning and today is my first turn at motorcycle camping. I've watched Itchy Boots millions of times, On the Road, Adventure, One Man One Bike, and everyone else has been round the world, and I thought it's our turn to do this. Now I know the club over the years has been round the world and done this millions of times, but hopefully I'm gonna get some snappy snaps and video, drone footage as well, just to make a bit of a montage of it. Now we're only heading down to Onehouse. Now I'll do a bit of history later on as we go through Market and then on to Stowmarket, but yeah, Onehouse lakeside campsite, which is all of 25 minutes away. Now no laughing or anything like that, but we wanted I wanted a nice and local one. For me it's just one night. Some of the other members are doing 2 nights, and ultimately our next camping will be a minimum of sort of 2 nights, but again fairly local. But the idea was, because several of the members had never sort of done this before, everyone's been camping and caravanning and stuff like that, but to have sort of total self-governance of all the kit you bring and all that kind of stuff. You can't blame the wife for not bringing the corkscrew or your shoes or stuff like that, so it's very much down to us. But yeah, really excited that we're going to be doing a bit of camping, get the tents out, and then this afternoon we are heading down to TTT Motorcycles in Sudbury just for a bit of a ride out, then back for a glass of wine. I've even got a quiz just in case we get bored round the campfire later on this afternoon. Out for an evening meal tonight, and then another little run for coffee and cake tomorrow, and that will done. But it's mainly to sort of test, make sure we've got the right kit, and we sort of like it really in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, very much a tester, and I'll pick you up when we get to Market. Speak to you soon. Welcome back everyone. We're now heading into Market. Now Market, again famous in the Doomsday Book, like a lot of villages in Suffolk, but Market was designated during the plague as a fire break, I suppose you call it in today's terminology, and they chained off the start of the village, which is probably here somewhere, and the other end, and there was no one allowed out or no one allowed in until the plague had disappeared, and that cost the lives of 1,500 people. But it was a way of trying to contain the disease, unlike today where COVID, we sort of didn't learn from there. And I think there was one village somewhere they decided amongst themselves just to keep together and do nobody in and out, if I remember reading in the papers, or was on the news. But anyway, so this is Market. It has developed over the time into a thriving village with more and more houses getting built, like most places in and around Suffolk. But apparently it was famous also for Queen Elizabeth I, Lizzie I, who used to visit Suffolk, and Market was one of the places she'd visit for a little bit of rendezvous, a little bit of scandal, so they say. So I read on Wikipedia this morning really, but anyway, so Market, well worth a visit if you've not done before. 1 or 2 pubs, very nice Indian restaurant down on the right hand side there on Station Approach, so you can get off the train collapse into the, or walk into the Indian, very nice Indian, and then a few beers, glass of wine, that kind of stuff, and then back on the train to Ipswich or up line to Stowmarket, Stoke, Bury St Edmunds, Cambridge. But yeah, it's a good old market town, but well worth a visit. Couple of churches, loads of pubs, and yeah. So this is Needham Market, and I'll catch you when we get nearer to Stowmarket. I've just gone through Coombs, which is like a smaller part of Stowmarket, and Coombs goes all the way to the left, and then Coombs Ford, obviously, with the Ford in. But we're now coming up to the start of Onehouse, as they say. Now, Onehouse has got a unique feature, and only 38 in the county that has a church with a round spire, tower even. And it's a unique feature because it's not just like the steeple or anything like that, because most churches, if you look, have got square towers. Now, Mr. Norfolk, back in the day, he wanted to be different, so he built a whole load of churches up in Norfolk with the round towers, of which when you go to Norfolk you may spot some. But I think it's St Bartholomew's Church. I'll put some pictures and a bit more description as the video runs. But we're now coming up to Onehouse, or Onehouse, or Onehouse, whatever you say, after our epic journey. Seemed like hours, but it was only really 20 minutes. And I'll do a bit more about the history behind where it started and everything else like that in the video. But yes, what a pleasant day, gorgeous weather. It's about 25 degrees already, and we're going to be heading to the lakeside camping site very soon, or where we will debark. In fact, it's just down here on the right hand side, and start the tenting process, which will be a giggle. I'll try and get some pictures or some photography of us trying to temporarily put some tents up. I've only ever done mine once, so that'll be fun and games, won't it? But just on the left hand side is the lake where we're heading, and we will then suitably do some checking in. There's the pub across the road, which is the Shepherd and Dog, a very nice pint of ale, which I'm sure between now and this evening we'll be sampling the goods. And here we are. So I'm going to park down here on the right hand side, avoiding Mr. Gravel, because there was a motorcycle car parking place here, of which where this place is. I'm sure this is where the motorcycles were, but we'll just abandon it anywhere down here, and then we'll do the check-in, because this seems a little bit more gravelly. But we'll catch you a bit later on. A tent, although it's gone up fairly a-okay, although it is bloody hot in there, but that seems to have worked out a-okay. Mark's got his super duper Summit Cub flash frame, whatever it is, yeah, Cub 2, whatever it is, pop-up tent, which went up very, very nicely, and he's a sensible one in the shade. It's got a vestibule and a top bit as well, even more.
My screen.
Yeah, I think I can see me having to get something like this, with a pop-up bit.
Job, that's perfect.
Yeah. What, too much? Two man or three man or two man? Two man, I suppose. Yeah, two man.
Enough one, and then all your gear inside.
Yeah, I do like the bit at the front there where you can, if all those fails, you can keep some of your stuff dry.
I've got
and
some poles for the canopy, so.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I'll take a couple of snaps on that on the.
The trouble is, there's a lot of bloody duck shit.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of duck shite about, so you have to be careful. And then we've got Yuri's set up here. I was going to put my shorts on, but the indignity of it all. You say you've done this before, then? You must have done camping and stuff. This sort of over the many times.
Yeah, this is
But
But
yeah,
it's a new tent. Bought it at the tip.
yeah, you were saying yes, yeah.
£5.
Someone handed it in. Someone
There's
handed
a
it in,
couple.
and
There's a couple. I actually want to go and buy another one just to have spare poles. But for now, I mean, it's unused.
well, there you go.
It's perfect.
That's all you need, isn't it?
Put it up in a few minutes. That's all I need.
Brilliant with the chairs and everything else like that. Got all the stuff.
Well, that's pretty much all I've got. Somewhere to sleep and
Somewhere to sit. That's what you need, isn't
No
it?
cooking for me.
Right, and then we've got. I'll go over with Barry's. It's Tony's nice little tent as well. With all the looks a nice little one. I assume, Tony, it's a silly question really, but you've been doing this for several years and all that kind of stuff. So when did the club first start doing camping like this?
2008, 2009.
Is it when you started doing it, or the club?
Club.
The club started.
The club has done it in the early days, in 2020, 30s. There was mention that they used to do camping trips.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah, nice to.
We rekindled it in about 2008, 2009 when the big financial crash.
Oh, right.
Trying to save a little bit of money and do sort of some cheap weekends away.
And it is relative. I mean, that's the reason. One of the reasons we got the tent, everything's like that, because we were staying in bed and breakfast and that kind of stuff. You know, that 120, 130, 140, and then the last one, if we were at Cotswolds somewhere, it was 150 quid. And I said, Michelle, I'm not doing it anymore. It was nice, but not 150 quid's worth of stuff. I said, let's get some camping, and or she suggested doing the camping road and everything else like that, and the rest is history. But I never done this. I'll tell you over a glass of wine later on why I wasn't allowed to be a Boy Scout. And it wasn't because I was banned or what to get the girl guides or anything. I'll tell you my little history why I couldn't be a Boy Scout. Bloody hell, Steve! Look at this. Look.
Just trying to.
Well, you're succeeding whatever you're doing. It's very impressive.
Funnel some cool air in the tent.
Right. The thing is with.
It's going to take a little bit setting up. This went up in seconds. But
That's one of the pop-up ones again, is it? Yeah, I think that's the name of the game, is to get a pop-up one and go from there. But mine sort of popped up in terms of lift the poles up really, but it hasn't got a vestibule or a little canopy at the front in case you need to do that. So that's reviewing that.
yeah.
And then Nigel's here with his setup as well. Right, I better get on, otherwise it'll be too late by the time I get mine set up. Look. And Barry's hardened. Well, there you go. Yeah, hang on. Someone's turned off now. Look, but yeah, that's. I like this bit as well. When you got the front there, haven't you?
I like to sleep like that tonight with the netting.
But yeah, I'll be with the breeze and stuff like that. But yeah, the pop up stuff is brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, let me stop this now.
Walk the ridge where the birches bend, snow on my boots, wind like an old friend. The cabin's gone, just ashes and ache, and your name still echoes across that break. We carved our hearts